And I think what's really important is kind of talk about Andre before he comes up for a second. Is I ran this event at Startup OKC, and back in November, Andre was a participant at that event. And I thought one of the things that was interesting as an organizer, I'm stuck there every single day till midnight, I gotta stay there late, et cetera, et cetera. One of the days, Andre was there, and he was there way past midnight. We're all sitting there like, come on, Andre, let's go, hurry up, get out of here. But I just wanted to tell you that quick story because I think it's a testament to his work ethic. The rest of his team was gone, but he was still there. Also, he's a Facebook developer, a certified Facebook developer. And for most, anybody here a developer? Anybody? No? All right, so has anybody worked with a developer or spoken with a developer? They're kind of heavy introverts, right? Well, Andre is the exact opposite of that. He's kind of outgoing, he's got great personality. So Andre, if you would come up and kind of go over and tell him about the box.
Definitely. All right, thank you. Thanks, guys. All right, so as he said, my name is Andre Lamont, and I've been a developer for about 5 years, a graphic designer for about 10. So I've kind of had a great experience for the long game of what really marketing is, especially through some of the systems that Facebook uses. So what we're going to cover today is we're going to cover bots. Have any of you used a bot before, a messenger bot? Kind of. What was your experience?
I've done a lot of like testing the water sort of stuff.
Right, yeah.
I've actually implemented one. But
right on. So have you used others from other companies? You have? Right on. So what did you think about that experience, though? Was it intuitive? Was it easy to flow? Did you get to your end goal? Like,
it was a little bit dead-endy.
Dead-endy?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna actually talk about that here in a little bit. First thing we're talking about what are messenger chatbots. The next thing we're going to talk about is how to create and deploy a chatbot. Can you guys see that? You can? Okay. The next one is the latest features for bot growth and then how to drive traffic with your bots. And when I mean traffic, I'm talking about website engagements, website subscriptions, users to your website or your blog. So what is a messenger bot? So what do you guys think a messenger bot is? Anyone can answer totally. Like what, in your eyes, what is a messenger bot?
Artificial intelligence.
Thingy Bob.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the word because there's so many uses that I see for it, but like in the way that I've tried to use it before, it's like having my own assistant.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. For your brand or for you. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You can think of it as kind of being like emails, but a new way to do emails. It's just right in Messenger. So. Ultimately, it's a messenger bot-driven conversation experiences that deliver fact-based information with key points of interest, along with e-commerce experience. So you can purchase things right in the Facebook Messenger app. So why use it? Automated engagements are not new. You can think about robocalls, right? Like when you get the robocalls if someone were doing campaigning for office, you get the robocalls telling you, hey, go out and vote this day. That's an automated version of marketing, but text and voice is on the rise. 55% of people that engage with businesses engage with them through Messenger, and those 59% of people say, hey, you know what, this is the best way to do it. So we're going to go over to the next slide. Ideal use cases for chatbots. So ideal use cases, you're going to raise awareness. Now you can raise awareness for your brand or raise awareness just for your actual chatbot in general. Now when I say chatbot, I'm talking about your Messenger inbox on Facebook to your Facebook page, and we'll go through that in a little bit. The next one is acquire customers. So in your subscriptions on Messenger, you can actually acquire customers to log into their, actually get information about your blog when it posts, or even go through your e-commerce cart right there on the Messenger bot. And then you want to enable transactions, we just talked about that, and then customer service. Actually, who has a customer service department here? I know you probably do, right? A customer service department? Kind of. Do they take calls or is it emails?
Emails, we have account strategy managers. So
okay. Does anyone have anyone that takes customer service over the phone here? No?
We see most of the Oklahomans customers.
Right, so you hear all of it, right? Right, definitely. So do you think, how many calls do you think that those people can take at a time?
One at a time.
Right, yeah, naturally, if they did two, it'd be hectic, right? Even with messaging and phone. So the cool thing about customer service through Messenger is that your Messenger bot can actually deliver FAQ information simultaneously to an inordinate amount of people at scale. So if someone had an issue with one of your services or your website or even a software that you put out, they can actually go to your Messenger bot and get tech support and then get escalated to a live Messenger Messenger user, or not user, but someone from your business that's in tech support, if in fact their answer isn't in the Messenger bot. So we'll actually go over that here in a second. Okay, so how do they work? So chatbots are conversational-based back and forth engagements through Messenger based inside Facebook. Now this one actually, Whole Foods is actually an excellent example. So you go to this Whole Foods Messenger bot, and I didn't actually know that they had a bot. I shopped there, so this is actually pretty cool. And you get recipes that are directly sent to you within Messenger, and then you can actually purchase those items and pick them up at Whole Foods if you like, right there in Messenger, which is actually pretty cool. All right. Yeah, let's order on the go. Okay, so service to customers, we already kind of talked about that. All right, so right now, Facebook Messenger has about 1.3 billion people that actually use it. Now that's a captive audience on the platform. So reaching those people is actually fairly interesting. We'll go through it right here. All right, so from 2014 to 2018, 59%, they've seen 59% of growth of Messenger user base over that period of time. But actually, marketing to all those people is fairly interesting. So what they've created is a bot store. You can think of it as about being like an app store for Apple, iTunes, or even Google Play. But it's a bot store that is right on your phone, right in Messenger. It's just right there with the discovery button. And you're able to actually look at apps, like for instance, Apple Music. You can actually listen to music right inside Messenger. And then there's Whole Foods, is my favorite one. The Growth Bot, I love that one. And Trivia Blast, which actually it's a test where you can actually do trivia, answer trivia questions with your friends live. It's really actually pretty cool. Another way to do bot discovery is discovery plugins. So if in fact you have a static website, Node.js website, Ruby on Rails site, or even WordPress, what you can do is utilize an inordinate amount of plugins in order to actually get engagement right there on your website. So this is TechCrunch. Right there, it says message us right at the top. If someone were to click that on the site, it would do a user check and authorize that user, and you already have their information. So when they engage with your bot, you have their name, their telephone number, if in fact all of their public data that's on their Facebook. But it will actually go from here directly to your site, even if it's on desktop or mobile. I mean, to your bot, desktop or mobile. So, okay, so this is actually really cool, organic discovery. So think about if you were doing mailouts, right? My favorite one is this code. If you're doing mailers and you wanted to actually get people to engage with your bot, you can place this logo on the bot, and then they could scan it right there in Messenger through the camera and go directly to your bot, the welcome page, and land there. And then you can actually capture their subscriptions, and what subscriptions are is really just blog information, but you can actually get information for callbacks. A really interesting, actually interesting example of this is I engaged with the CarMax, and I looked at cars on there, and I didn't really look at, there wasn't an intense amount of information for the cars, but when I looked at a car and I clicked it out, I enjoyed it, or I like this one, I could actually get a call from them, schedule a call for later on. And the way that I did that was just utilizing this code, which is awesome. So paid CTAs, your call to action, you can place this anywhere and change the text to the fashion that you want. You can say send message, get in touch with our bot. And then the cool thing is the links. The links are actually shortened. It's not facebook.com/ whatever your page is. It's m.me bot. So it's going to be, the bot is going to be whatever your page is. So ours is m.me digital marketing funnels. But you place this anywhere and it automatically authorizes the user and then goes right over to Messenger. Okay, so this is actually really cool. So custom sharing. Custom sharing will allow you, now if you're a developer, well, no one's a developer in here. Custom sharing will allow you to use ShareKit on iOS, and ShareKit will, you can actually send out your content. Now, when it says content, the content is only going to be shared from the card, which is right here, it says Harry Potter. That card right there, it will be shared from the card. So you can change any content, and place it in this card, and then have the share option. They can share it with Facebook, Messenger users, and other websites, even on Medium as well, through ShareKit on iOS. So it's pretty cool. All right, so paid ad discovery. Paid ad discovery is actually a really interesting one when it comes to Messenger bots, because there's two ways to do it. And the second way is really interesting, and it just started about 3 or 4 months ago. But first, you can do ads within Newsfeed, right on the top of Newsfeed. But The second one to do a paid advertising, you can actually do ads directly inside Messenger, which is very cool. So if you have your application or your Messenger bot, I'm an app developer, so I keep saying that. But if you have your ad, it'll look just like this, and it'll be placed inside Messenger, not on Facebook. And so the users that go through that, they'll be able to see your ad, click on that, and open your Messenger bot right inside Messenger. I think that's about it. That's about it. Okay, so the bot creation essentials, actually I didn't really get the updated version to them, but the bot creation essentials, there's 6 steps that you want to do in order to get your bot out. The first one is going to be to create your Facebook page, because you'll need your Facebook page in order to link that to your bot and your website. The second one is to create a developer account on Facebook. You just go to developer.facebook.com and you create a developer account, and all the toolkits, the share options that we saw here, you'll be able to utilize those by creating a developer account. The next thing you'll have to do, it's important to do it so you can really see analytics and event data, is you would want to create a Facebook app. And the Facebook app is going to be on the back end of Facebook on the developer portion. And that app is going to allow you to do things like Account Kit, which is Account Kit is something where you can actually gather users' information through telephone number or email, but they'll have to place it in, so they're actually opting into your service through Facebook right there on the spot. Now this can actually be on an ad or in your Messenger bot, or even if you do polls. The next one that you want to do after you create the app, you're going to want to make sure that your website has a security on it for SSL, because honestly, the data from your website, you're going to be injecting directly into your Messenger bot, and ultimately that's the easiest way to host your data instead of going through AWS or going through any hosting account. So you're going to definitely make sure your website has security on it. Another thing is ultimately now you want to create the bot. Your Messenger app is already going to be up, but in order to create the bot, the first thing you would need to do is either you can create it from scratch with Node.js. If you're in the JavaScript, you can do so with JSX as well. It's just like JavaScript, but abbreviated. And then the last thing you want to do after you create that, create your Business Manager page. And I can't believe I forgot that, because that's like the most important one. All right, so your Business Manager page actually is going to be the entire, kind of like your sales and CRM dashboard for your Messenger bot. So you can actually see engagements for your Messenger bot. You can have your inbox there. You can do offline events. So if someone goes to your mobile application or clicks on one of your Messenger ads, you can see who did that through segmentation as well. And then you can actually view your analytics and make predictions on how you can do your marketing later on too, by people that engage with your bot, your Messenger app, your Facebook, your mobile application. You can take all of that data in order to make predictions for future advertising. So that was the really most important one. I can't believe I forgot that, because a majority of it you can't really do without that. But let's see here. If, in fact, do we have that one slide on here? I guess we don't. All right, so if you'd like to go ahead and check out some bots that we actually build and even receive a demo, what you can do is text chatbot to 33444. And then actually, that's right? Okay, is that right? I didn't, yeah, that's the number? Okay, cool. But yeah, engage with that and then really see what it's like to chat with our bot. And if you have any suggestions about how we can make that experience a bit more inclusive, yeah, definitely. What's up?
What was that number again?
It's 3344, 33444. If you have any ideas about how we can make the engagement on the bot more inclusive and more direct and intuitive, please let us know. We do have demo bots that we've created. And we can definitely show those to you as well, because ultimately there's different engagements for different categories. But ultimately, I would really, to me personally, I would look at the bots that are already in our market and are in certain brands that you actually favor, and really look at those engagements to see how you can improve upon them, because ultimately, like you said, your experience with bots was not that good. And I think a lot of that is going to be with delivery, and then the bots have, when you create a bot, it's a conversational piece, and it leads to a customer journey, but sometimes it really doesn't lead to the end, so you want to definitely make sure you do that. What's up?
Do you have like any demo bots that we can see, or like what are the different types of categories? I guess I might be a step behind some people. But
Oh no, you're fine, you're fine. Okay, so if you text that number, you receive our demo bot, and you can review it and check it out. It's 33444,
okay.
and just text chatbot to it.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Now we do have demo bots that you can check out, and there's an inordinate amount of categories that we go through. Ultimately, our whole purpose is actually to take data, extrapolate it, and then deliver it to end users in a conversational piece. That's our whole end goal. So.
You can also check out Discovery on your phone. You go to your Messenger app. A lot of people don't know about it. I think we have a slide for it somewhere up here. In the bottom right corner, there's like a little Harry Potter symbol. And then you click on it, and it takes you to a whole bunch of different bots that you can just interact with, communicate with, and give you a better idea, a better understanding of what the bot market kind of looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, and thinking about it here locally, I haven't really seen a lot of bots that are really intuitive. So if there's, if you guys have any ideas about, I know that you work at your own industries, but if you have any ideas about not really what business we can capture, but what engagements that we can create, then just really test them out because we're in our testing phase right now, definitely. Oh, what's up?
Just to make sense of all of this, I'm not up there. Okay, so the bots are created by like a company like yourself, like yours.
Right, yeah, definitely.
And they're integrated with Facebook, is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The business manager account or the developer account?
It's okay, so the list that I went through are going to be the most essential tools that you'll need in order to create your own bot. So the information I was...
Hire someone else, then we wouldn't necessarily have.
You wouldn't necessarily have to develop it. We could develop it for you. There are things like Chatfuel that you can utilize if you're not a coder. You can drag and drop things and kind of connect them that way. However, with Chatfuel, some of the segmentation and some of the contact that you can actually have with your client is actually going to be limited on a free account. So you have to get the full account, but it's still, it takes a couple man hours to really figure it out. It has a small learning curve, but not a large one. But you'll still need a Facebook app in order to create that, the business manager, and about 4 of the tools that I mentioned. You'll still need that. So, now when you go into a company to develop it, you can actually, I would really check out some of the projects that they have going right now and just really see if they're going to be a social fit for you, a good fit for you. To answer your question, kind of. Okay, have you heard of Chatfuel?
Making a little more sense. No.
Does it make a little more sense? Okay, cool. All right. Any more questions? Okay.
Do you have any, so when you go through testing, do you have any pushback, not necessarily pushback, but I feel like definitely there's a group like us, and we're all probably, within the generation that's more digitally savvy, but take someone that's maybe a generation that, they seem to, not even be happy when they don't get a real person on the phone.
Right.
So what's kind of...
Right, yeah, you're right.
Mom's age, and so that's kind of her frustration, and so have you seen, do they adapt to the messaging pretty well, or do you see that there's kind of a discrepancy between kind of, the generation that maybe is a little bit more intuitive about it, and maybe others that aren't really quite sure how to interact with it yet?
Right, I think ultimately, I feel as though it really depends upon the type of engagement you want to create. For instance, if I were creating a, just saying baby boomer, they're really, worried about their health or really engaged in their health and prolonging that. So if I were to make a medical application or a medical messenger bot, I would make it to where it has less steps and it delivers more content in those steps.
Yeah.
And if in fact, let's say if in fact they didn't have their answer answered, that they could escalate their messenger to maybe a live call or even to one of the live messenger, I don't want to call those guys, but you can actually sit behind your messenger inbox and actually look at your call, your engagements, and then when someone wants to escalate to you, you can look at it and then talk to them live. Okay. So it goes from it'd be automated to live. But that's one of those engagements I would probably do for anyone that's in the baby boomer era. But I think ultimately it's going to be the big thing is getting their telephone number, because ultimately a majority more likely have telephones or cell phones. And another one is going to be get their email address, because I think that's they're still utilizing email. You can still send updates from your bot to their email for engagement, just to get them rolled in. But ultimately, I would just make the sequences and the engagement really minimal. Okay. Any other questions? What's up?
So to have an Atom Messenger, you need to have a bot, or?
Okay, to have an ad within Messenger, you do not need to have a Messenger bot at all. And sorry I didn't clarify that. You can do ads within Messenger with any brand, any page that you like. But the interesting thing about that, if you were just doing, let's say you were doing a brand, an advertising for a Facebook page that sells drones or something along those lines, and there's some people that love drones and they're talking about it in their messenger, you could have your ad in there, but ultimately it's just going to send the information about your page or your CTA for sales if you want to promote a new item, like a DJI item that just came out. But in my experience, to do ads inside Messenger, the best feedback is going to be when you create the ads inside Messenger just for Messenger. And so send a message, it'll automatically open because they don't have to go to a new window. It's right there inside that app.
Now, do you have examples of nonprofits using bots?
We have not actually made any nonprofit applications. However, I do see a lot of nonprofits, and ultimately, like if there's a food drive, they'll have information about the food drive and people that can register for the food drive, what they want to bring, and then the location and the time and date, and they can RSVP right there in the Messenger bot. So that's a really good use case for that. So,
What does your nonprofit do?
We're in the ONI project.
The what?
The Oklahoma Nutrition Information Education Project.
Okay, so whenever people come to your website, do they have a lot of questions? I mean, what do you get usually from people that are looking to learn more about your nonprofit?
There's several different ways it could be utilized. We do a lot of registrations for different events.
Okay.
So, like we host a farmers market conference, or we have like a relays that we like have a bunch of people signing up for.
Nutrition classes.
And then the biggest thing is like nutrition information, like dissemination.
The nutritional information is one that'd be like a frequently asked questions, which would be great for a chatbot. A chatbot, you can program in the questions, and you can actually learn the questions from users that are coming to you. So let's say they ask you a question that you haven't programmed into the AI part of the chatbot, then it'll actually show you the questions that are being asked the most, so you can start to add those in later on. So that would help with the health and nutrition part. What's also great is what Andre was telling you earlier, is that it does collect data from everybody. So at a certain point, you can send out a broadcast, almost like an email campaign. So if you had everybody's email address, you'd send out an email campaign like through MailChimp, and then send out a blast to everybody. So if you had an upcoming conference, everybody that has interacted with that chatbot, you'll be able to send out what's called a broadcast instead of a campaign. And that will send out a blast, or like a short message. Now, whenever you're thinking chatbot versus emails where somebody's talking at you, or a chatbot, you're trying to get engagement to talk with you. So it'd be a shorter message that you'd send out, like just, hey, check out our upcoming conference, or hey, tickets go on sale tomorrow for our upcoming conference. And it'd send a blast out to every single person that has interacted with that chatbot who hasn't unsubscribed. And Facebook does not make it easy to unsubscribe. So.
very true.
Is there a way, like, for those broadcasts to, like, if your bot has a lot of, like, conversation trees that lead people different ways, is there a way to broadcast to just people who've reached, like, this point
Yes,
in the
you
conversation?
can segment your audiences just like you can within MailChimp. There's a huge different, wide variety of combinations you can do. You set little attributes to them, like if they do this, then that. It's almost like if this and then that, if anybody's ever used that before. It's like that, and it just records that on the back end. So you can segment them as you go, you can segment them after they've already talked with you, you can segment them at any point throughout the conversation.
And you would gather that data on Business Manager.
I think a really interesting one that we came across is we've been targeting kind of limousine niche right now. So we've been hitting all these limousine companies across, and we found one that immediately after looking at their Facebook page or looking at their booking appointment, they started retargeting us with a messenger ad.
Yeah, that
and
one.
if you
Yeah.
clicked on it, you opened it up, and then it will walk you through the entire steps of actually booking that limo right there within the app. And as he said earlier, you can actually take payments from within Facebook Messenger. So if you actually book it, it just sends you a picture of your receipt, like, here you go, it's done, it's booked.
Awesome. Any other questions? Awesome. Well, guys, I enjoyed talking to you and learning with you. If you have any questions, did you guys check out our bot? You guys message it? Okay, if you have any questions, you can message those to us through our bot. So, all right.
Thank you.